Okay, so if you ever played a Rolly, an Osmose or any MPE controller, you know that what your hands are doing is way more complex than just pressing notes. Every finger has its own pitch bend, its own pressure, its own timbre, and that's great, but have you ever wanted to actually see all of that happening in real time? That's exactly what MPE Insight is. It's basically a visual analysis environment for MPE data, and it's pretty wild. Let me show you what I mean. So quick background if you need it. MPE stands for MIDI polyphonic expression. Normal MIDI sends pitch bend and pressure on a single channel, which means it applies to all notes at once. That was fine for keyboards, but something like my Osmose here, every finger needs its own dependent expression. MPE solves this by giving each note its own MIDI channel, assigned dynamically as you play. If you're holding 3 notes at once, each one lives on its own channel and can bend, breathe, and move completely independently from the others. MPE Insight reads all of that. 5 different expression signals per note: pressure, pitch bend, timbre, that's CC74, velocity and release velocity. And it visualizes everything simultaneously across 8 different modules. Setup is honestly super simple. You plug in your controller, open MPE Insight, and click the MIDI input button up here in the toolbar. You will see a list of connected devices. Click the one you want, and that's it. Green dot means it's active. If you don't have a physical controller right now, there's a demo mode button here. It generates MPE data so you can explore everything without touching a single key. It's pretty handy. And if you want to analyze MIDI that's already playing inside your DAW, you can route it through a virtual MIDI port like Loop MIDI, but I won't go deep on it now. All right, let's go through the modules. The most obvious one is the keyboard. The keyboard shows all 88 keys. Whenever there's a node active, it lights up in the color of its MPE channel. For pressure, there are 3 display modes. Pressure color blends between 2 colors based on the intensity. Static keeps 1 fixed color. And fill level actually fills the key from the bottom up as you press harder. The pitch bend ring around each key is freely configurable in both size and color. There are 7 different visual styles. It's classic, glass, neon, minimal, dark, fingerboard, and motion. So each with their own color presets. And of course you can save your own configurations in the snapshot slots. More styles are coming too, of course. You can also play the keyboard directly with your mouse. Left to right controls, pitch bend up and down controls, pressure on CC74, timbre, and there's a glide mode that pitches around across the full 48 semitones, which is great if you're using the MIDI output to play external synths. Right next to the keyboard there's the pitch bend mod module. This one shows the master pitch bend and mod wheel. The global signals coming in on MIDI channel 1, not the per note stuff. You can switch between 2 display styles. Classic gives you 2 vertical sliders. Radial turns them into circular dials. And like pretty much everything in MPE Insight, the colors are fully configurable. Next up, the expression overview. This is a line chart that plots your expression data over time. Default 10 seconds. You can choose which signal to display. Pressure, CC74, pitch bend, velocity, mod wheel. Each one gets its own colored line. That's really useful for seeing the shape of your playing, whether you being subtle or going wild. Alright, this one is cool. The expression breakdown. It's a radar diagram like a spider chart. You can add up to 8 axes and assign different MPE parameters to each one. The shape updates in real time as you play, and the color of the polygon blends dynamically based on which axes are most active. Grand Stuff shows you notes on actual music notation, treble and bass clef. You set a key signature and it handles the accidentals automatically. And there's this nice feature called the pitch bend hook. It draws a little arc from each note head showing the direction and depth of the bend. And it does chord detection too. It'll label whatever chord you're holding, including extensions and slash chords. The note timeline is basically a mini piano roll. The last 12 seconds of notes you have played. Note color reflects velocity, and you can switch between a dynamic color mode or a static single color. So you can see not just what you have played, but how you played. And then there's Aura, which is the most visually dramatic module. It's a generative visualizer that maps your MPE expression to one of 18 different rendering styles. Bars, waves, particles, kaleidoscope, aura, ribbon, you name it. Each style has 5 visual parameters: size, width, twist, glow, decay, and you can independently route each one to a different MPE signal. So pressure could control glow, pitch bend could control twist, timbre could control size. It reacts to everything you do. There are over 20 built-in presets to get you started, and you can save your own configurations in the 5 snapshot slots. One more, the Orrery. This one arranges your notes radially by pitch class, with octave depth shown as orbital distance from the center. The notes orbit around the ring, and their glow, size, and trails animate with your expression data. It's probably the most abstract view, but it's generally beautiful to watch while you play. Let's talk about customization for a second, because MPE Insight goes pretty deep here. There are 8 built-in themes, and the whole color theme is adjustable. Or you can dial in your own hue, saturation, or brightness. Aura has its own independent background color picker on top of that. So all 8 modules can be arranged however you want on a 12 column grid. You drag a module's title bar to swap its position with another one. Or you pull the resize handle to change its size. You can open multiple instances of the same module, so you could have two Aura visualizers with completely different settings running side by side. There's a channel filter too. You can restrict the entire app to specific MPE channels or give each module its own channel filter. MPE Insight can also record everything you play. Hit the record button, play, stop, and then you can export it as a MIDI file or as a CSV. For MIDI export you get two options. Type 0 puts everything in one track. If your setup is sending MIDI clock, the measured tempo gets embedded in the file automatically, not a fixed 120 BPM, the actual tempo you played at. The file name even includes date, duration and BPM. So yeah, MPE Insight is basically the missing visual layer for Expressive MIDI, whether you're using it to understand your playing, to check your controller's output, to record sessions, or just to have something beautiful on screen while you perform. It does a lot. If you have any ideas for modules you'd love to see added, drop them in the comments. I'm curious, and if you want a follow-up on routing this into a DAW, let me know. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.